nervous, so I drag her up here again. My name is Marie, and I work with Losika Foundation, and it is my great pleasure to work there. I work with amazing people. Please thank them. We've been working non-stop for the last 2 weeks. When I got home last Friday night, I think I was a little stunned, and I hadn't slept for a while, and I just didn't even know what to make of it. And my daughter, who had beat me home, she was there, and she wanted me to read a letter she'd written to the Premier. I was pretty impressed by that, because she's hard pressed to do her homework sometimes. So. And I read her letter, and I was stunned. She had done her homework. She looked at the budget, she looked at the issues, and she was so angry. She could not figure out why on earth our government would do this to us, all of us. We're not divided, we're one community. And she related to me a story in one of her classes that they reviewed a movie, and it was called V for Vendetta. And the thing that struck me was that she said, you know, the one quote that really made me think was that people should not be afraid of their government, the government should be afraid of their people. And we're going to speak out. And I think what is amazing is that people have been trying to divide us forever. Service providers, families, people with disabilities. But you know what? We're one community, and the only way that we will change this is together, and we just keep speaking, we don't stop, and we get louder and louder and stronger and stronger. So thank you to every single person that got here today. I wish I had 1,000,000 t-shirts, because I would just drop them from a plane. But let me tell you, I want to see all of you guys again next Friday. We're going to do this again. We are not going to stop.
What representatives of the government have been saying in the media, and it is clear they are worried, they are confused, they've never seen Albertans come together so quickly with so much fury and so much force to tell them how deeply wrong they are. But you people have done that. So thank you so much for coming out to speak out and speak up for basic decency and equality of life and equality of care for people that we love so much. So I'd like to bring another speaker up here, Christy Hallboost. Christy is a mother to Ben, a 4-year-old who has a disability, and she will be focusing on her view as a parent of the direction that this may be taking for future services that may be available for her son. So Christy, please come up to say a few words.
Hello. Welcome everyone. For those of you who joined us last week, I was up here and I spoke about employment and community inclusion. Right now, I'm going to speak to you about my heart and my soul and my love, Benjamin. As parents, we dream of the lives our children will have, of what they'll be, of who they'll become. It isn't until we're faced with the comprehension of our child's diagnosis, illness, or disability that we begin to understand what their lives will truly look like, and our own. At 18, most children have transitioned into independent, capable, self-sufficient adults who rely less and less on their parents for assistance. This isn't true for people with disabilities. They require ongoing support and help. Parenting is hard, no matter what type of child you have. Parenting a child with a disability means endless question marks and heartbreak. It's constant for us. I am not reassured by the letter that was released on Wednesday, nor do I believe that the delay in cuts will change anything. These cuts will still happen. Postponing them is just buying the government more time to tighten up their plan for restructuring services. The miscommunication isn't between agencies and family. There is no fear-mongering. The disconnect is between Redford, the government, and PDD. Yeah. The fear resonates from families who worry that their children will be left without care and the support they need. My son and my husband's son, who also is a Losika staff member, is a 5-year-old trapped in an infant's body. He relies completely and totally on others to do everything for him. To ensure that his personal needs are met, he is fed, medicated, his health tracked, and he's challenged within his means. We want for him the quality of life that he deserves and that he's entitled to. No matter what that may look like for him, he gets to determine his own path and his own service. But as his mom, I want to choose what his support looks like. I want to say, I don't want the government to dictate from form or general interview questions what he is worthy of. The government doesn't get to assign a value to my child without my input and of those who love him. So why are we allowing Redford to make these decisions for us? Why do they get to determine what our children are worth? When you were elected, Miss Redford, you made promises. Now those broken promises have brought upon broken relationships. Your relationships with agencies, staff, family, friends, and the individuals out here today is broken. I'm going to read something from my blog that I wrote back in February. My son receives staff support from the GRIT program, which is a program that prepares children for early inclusive education, and what his staffing has meant to him and us. A year ago, Ben didn't want to hold hands, or grab fingers, or even let you hold his hands. Now he will, and he'll search for your hands. Ben would say Dad once in a while. Now he says Dad, daily and loudly. He says hi regularly. He mouths like he wants to talk all day. He vocalizes more happily. He copies others' vocalization, and I get to hear the odd mum. Ben could barely hold his head up. Now he no longer needs a back brace. He has a stronger back and neck muscles and can lift and hold his head up independently for a few minutes at a time. Ben didn't enjoy standing. Now he'll stand up as straight as he can, and he'll even try and hold himself up. He can stand without support for at least 1 minute. May not seem like a big deal, it's a big deal. Yeah. Ben would shut down in an unfamiliar environment, like last week's rally. But now he pays attention to different voices and can identify when he recognizes someone talking to him that he knows. He has struggled with his weight, but in the last year he has gained nearly 6 pounds. Considering he's only 4.5, 26 pounds in total, this says a lot. Ben didn't play with strange textures or participate in art. Now he'll hold kidney beans, foam, textured balls, and he'll paint. Ben wouldn't put things in his mouth. He now bites on things he shouldn't, will chomp on towels, and is a little bit more willing to taste things like smoothies and yogurt. Ben has developed into a whole new person over the past year, and it's been amazing to watch. My heart is full. So that's from February, and that's a lot to do with his staff support and the effort they put into his programming. People like my Ben need appropriate staffing support in order to become the person they are meant to be. This remains true for adults with disabilities. They need support to access the community, attend church, go out with their friends, and maintain employment. Proper staffing fosters natural support and inclusive environments for people with disabilities. Without them, barriers and limitations will become more difficult for them to overcome. These cuts, regardless of how they're laid out for us, are still too big, too fast, too soon. Thank you.